What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder states that he wants to fight Luis Ortiz again because he wants to right the wrongs in the Ortiz fight. So he wants to correct the things or the wrongs that he did in the first fight. And what do I say to that? If you were referring to your technique, your ring IQ, the fact that you were outboxed a lot of that fight, I don't see what he was talking about. I don't know what he meant by righting the wrongs. You got a knockout in the 10th round. Or you referring to the fouls, where you grabbed him and threw him into the ropes when he tried to clinch you after getting hit, and you grabbed him and you slung him and the referee did nothing? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the rabbit punches that Ortiz took from you after actually scoring a correct punch, right? A legal punch. Then you berate him with rabbit punches. Call it a windmill, call it what you want, but then Dominic Brazil does that to you. The first thing you do is complain. But you had no problem doing that with Ortiz. Is that what you're talking about? Those wrongs? Or when the referee gave you extra time when you were clearly hurt after beginning the 8th round? Is that what you meant? Because obviously people were satisfied with the 10 round knockout. I thought he filed too much for it to even be legit, right? You were hurt in the 7th. I think the referee gave you a lot of time. The referee didn't do his fucking job. He kind of sit there and watched you cling on to Luis Ortiz. And Ortiz unhooked himself, kept welling on you, kept landing, and the ref really did nothing, right? Now, let's say if Luis Ortiz would have grabbed you and threw you to the ground, right? But that's what he did to Luis Ortiz. People, watch that fight again for me. Before you say, oh man, you're a Luis Ortiz fan and you're always talking about Ortiz. The fight was refereed poorly. Very poorly. And you could tell how it was refereed like the referee had a fat wad in his back pocket that he just received from somewhere. You know what I mean? For Deontay. Yeah. That's what happened. If Luis Ortiz would have done that, hey, he just ruled it a slip. Oh, it's a slip. No, that was a fucking throw. He did some Ted DiBiase shit. He grabbed him and slung him into the ropes down to the ground. And you slanging someone like that. This isn't MMA, right? So I don't know what Deontay Wilder's referring to, why he wants to, I want to right the wrongs. What are you talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about, because really a lot of people give him full credit for knocking out Ortiz. He beat Ortiz. And that's all I could really say about that. He fouled Ortiz. Now let's say someone in recent times like Amir Khan. If Amir Khan was treated by Terrence Crawford like Deontay Wilder treated Luis Ortiz, I could understand him quitting because of the constant fouls, the rabbit punching. You know what I mean? People forget about Pritchard Colon. Remember him, the Puerto Rican fighter that got hit behind the head and he's never the same. He's a vegetable now, right? That stuff happens. Those are fouls, and that's why they're illegal, because they're dangerous. It's already dangerous getting hit in the front of the head, to the jaw, to the eyes, to the nose, to the forehead, to the mouth, okay? But it's another thing to get hit behind the head, the way Wilder was throwing those punches. I recorded at least 8 or 9 behind the head punches. Because, you know, Deontay gets wild when he gets you hurt. You know, we know that. But you have to be responsible on where you place those punches. So Deontay Wilder saying, I'm trying to right the wrong, he's just making excuses. But since we're talking about the first fight and the wrongs that were done in the first fight, I just had to point those out to people because that shit was wrong. You know, I did a video, a previous video on Cubans and, you know, how I felt they were, it's discrimination with that group of people, with that group. And I think that was a part of it. You know, you don't have a country behind you. You don't have a following. You're just a person fighting in a new land, showing your skills of what you did in the country you're from for free, right? And you have to fight harder. You have to do a better job than everyone, despite being skilled, despite beating a lot of these guys already in the amateurs. You have to come over here and fight the judges, fight the referees, fight the politics, fight the power, you know, of a whole different type of discrimination, you know, which people sweep under the rug because you're actually getting paid and your condition has changed immensely coming here compared to where you were from. So I think that's a part of that. But back to Deontay Wilder, him taking the Luis Ortiz fight, you know, it's not a terrible fight, no. But I see the angle on why this fight was chosen. So, right the wrongs, yeah, he can start with those. Stop hitting behind the head because Dominic Brazil showed you why it's not a cool thing to hit people behind the head, Deontay. He hit your ass twice, didn't you? You didn't like it, did you? So stop doing that shit to other fighters, okay? Just to get an edge or whatever. You're not in the fighting pits, okay? You're in the boxing ring with rules. Even and let's get that fucking referee out of there too. If I see that bald-headed cocksucker again, I'm already going to know the fight's a fix. So we can stop with that too. So let's stop with the protection, you know, and the extra padding and the extra help. So let's stop with that. That's how you can right that wrong. All right? But anyway, I was just breaking that down to you guys. Tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's statements for righting the wrong. Of course, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.